They will not rise from legend or myth, but from prophecy itself. 5 men, some upright, others deceivers, yet all of them undeniable signs. When they appear, the earth will tremble, morality will fade, and the world will pause in fear. These are not tales to entertain. They are warnings. And the moment the first emerges, the countdown begins. The end will no longer be distant. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss this journey through the final days. The 5 are never mentioned together in a single narration. Their names are scattered across prophetic traditions, brief but terrifying sparks in the night. Each one is a gate to the final hour, and once a gate is opened, the world will never return to what it once was. We start not with who they are, but why they matter. When the Prophet Muhammad was asked about the Day of Judgment, he gave a timeless reply. No one knows its hour except Allah. Yet out of mercy, Allah revealed signs, clear, piercing signs, so that people might prepare. Among those signs stand these 5 men, each destined to appear at the edge of human history. Some will rally believers, others will test them, some will bring truth, and others will bring ruin. What binds them is not character, but timing. Their arrival signals that history itself is collapsing. They are not kings like those who ruled empires. They are lightning before the storm. The first is a descendant of the Prophet through his noble daughter Fatima, from the line of Al-Hasan ibn Ali. He will not bring a new religion nor claim prophecy, but he will rule with justice after chaos has consumed the world. Through him, the earth will breathe again. The second is Al-Dajjal, the deceiver, the liar, a trial so immense that every prophet warned his people about him. His presence will shake even the firmest hearts. He will perform false miracles so convincing that even the intelligent may falter. Rivers and fire will follow him, and millions will believe his claim to divinity. The third is the one who ends him, Isa ibn Maryam, not as a new messenger, but as a just ruler, a follower of the final prophet. He will descend from the heavens, spear in hand, and strike the deceiver down at Lod in Palestine, ending the greatest fitna in human history. But the storm will not yet be over. The fourth is a man known only by his tribe and his staff, a leader from Khan. The prophet said he would drive people with his staff. Scholars debated his nature, harsh ruler, reformer, tyrant, but all agreed his coming marks a point of no return. The fifth is the destroyer, a man from Abyssinia, bald, thin-legged, and merciless. He will not claim prophecy, nor speak with promises, but his actions will shatter what remains sacred. He will march upon the Kaaba itself and tear it down stone by stone, while the world watches in silence. No voice will rise against him. 5 men, 5 chapters in the story of the end. Each one a piece of the divine clock. Each one a reminder that the final hour is closer than we imagine. The clock has not yet struck, but if you listen carefully, you can already hear it ticking. And so, let us meet the first of them, the just leader, the descendant of the Prophet, known as Al-Mahdi, the guided one. He will not come in peace, but in chaos. His rise will not be celebrated, but desperately sought. In a world drowning in oppression, he will appear, not with armies or wealth, but with divine guidance and unwavering justice. Though he will resist leadership, the righteous will find him in Mecca, between the Black Stone and the Maqam of Ibrahim. There, against his will, they will pledge allegiance to him. He will be of average height, with a radiant face and a mark upon his forehead. His name will mirror the Prophet's name, and his father's name will mirror the Prophet's father. Under his rule, the skies will pour rain, the earth will yield its treasures, and the fractured Ummah will unite, not by politics or conquest, but by faith. This is the beginning, the calm before the storm. But peace never comes without a price. Before the Mahdi rises, the world will drown in division. Civil wars tearing nations apart, sectarian hatred splitting the Ummah, rulers clinging to power and carving into the Muslim body like butchers into flesh. When the Mahdi emerges, he will not inherit calm. He will be called to war. His battles will not be for conquest or glory, but for survival, and through them, he will cleanse what remains of the nation of Muhammad. One of his first great trials will be the campaign against the false peace offered by the West, described in Hadith as a treaty between the Muslims and the Romans. At first it will hold, but betrayal will shatter it, erupting into a massive war, the Malama al-Kubra, the Great Battle. Swords will clash, horses will thunder, and valleys will run red with blood. And through it all, the Mahdi will stand firm, leading not merely with strategy, but with sincerity, not with raw might, but with Tawd. The victory will be his, but it will be bittersweet. For even as the dust of war settles, a whisper will spread among the believers, the name of Al-Dajjal. The Mahdi will prepare them. He will gather the faithful, and in one of the most profound moments in human history, he will lead the Muslims in prayer in Jerusalem. Yet as he stands ready to lead, he will step back. For descending from the heavens is no ordinary man. It is Sa with Makron ibn Maryam, and the Mahdi will give way not out of weakness but out of recognition. Two leaders, two eras, one Ummah, united under the worship of the one true God. But do not mistake this for a happy ending. The appearance of the Mahdi is not the end of darkness. It is only the beginning of the final storm. He came to gather what was left, to rebuild a house already burning. But the fire still rages, and the one who comes next seeks only to see it consume the world. The Deceiver, the false Messiah, Al-Masih Ad-Dajjal. Prepare your heart, for in the next chapter he walks. He will not arrive as a beast, nor with horns or blazing eyes. He will appear as a man, powerful, charismatic, convincing. He will claim to be the solution to every suffering soul. He will not walk the earth as a tyrant, but as a savior, and billions will follow him. This is the greatest trial humanity has ever known. A fitna so severe that every prophet, from N to Asa with Makron, warned their people about him. And now his hour will come. He will not appear in a world full of faith, but in a world drowning in doubt. A world where morality is mocked, where truth is blurred, where even the believers are shaken. He will emerge when hearts are weak and eyes are blind, and he will exploit it all. First he will claim to be a prophet. Then he will claim to be God. And with him will come false miracles, so terrifyingly convincing that even the strongest hearts will waver. He will command the sky to rain, and it will rain. He will point to barren earth, and it will blossom. He will order the soil to reveal its treasures, and gold will rise from beneath it. His followers will feast while his rejectors starve. Every drop of water, every morsel of food will be a test. He is not merely a liar, he is the liar. He will be blind in one eye, while the other gleams like a star. And written across his forehead will be one word: Kafir, disbeliever. Every believer will see it, whether literate or not, but only those rooted in true faith will recognize it for what it is. The Dajjal will sweep across the earth like a storm, reaching every land and every people, all except two sacred sanctuaries, Mecca and Medina. Angels will guard them, barring his entry. Yet multitudes will follow him. The majority, as the prophet warned, will be women, their hearts stripped of guidance, dazzled by his illusions. They will see his false paradise and mistake it for heaven, his punishments and mistake them for mercy. Among his followers too will be Jews, who will believe him to be their awaited king. Together they will march with him, dreaming of a restored kingdom. And then his eyes will turn toward the Muslims. He will hunt them, he will test them, he will call out, "I am your Lord," and when they refuse, he will terrify them. He will appear to resurrect the dead. He will slice a man in half, walk between his pieces, then command him to rise, and he will rise. But this too is only illusion. He cannot grant life to the dead. It is nothing but a test from Allah, so severe that even the righteous will whisper, "Perhaps we were wrong." He will raise armies. He will conquer cities. His banners will stretch across continents. And finally, he will march toward Jerusalem. But there, something will stop him. A sound from the heavens. A figure descending, clothed in two garments, borne by angels, his face shining with light. It is the son of Maryam, not as a new prophet, but as the just ruler promised to return. Essay with Makron. The Dajjal will see him, and he will melt like salt in water. The Dajjal will flee, and Sa-with-Macron will pursue him until he reaches the gates of Lud in Palestine. There, with a single thrust of his spear, the greatest liar in history will fall. And just like that, the fitna will end. But do not relax yet. The liar may be gone, but another storm brews, one that cannot be bargained with, reasoned with, or stopped. They do not speak, they do not negotiate, they only swarm, consume, and leave silence in their wake. From the east, from behind a barrier hidden for thousands of years, they will erupt. A nation unlike any other, ancient in name, dreaded across ages, Yaj and Maj, Gog and Magog. When the divine command is given, their barrier will crumble to dust. What was once held back will surge forward like a flood. They will descend from every hill, every slope, pouring across the earth. Their numbers will blot out the horizon. Their hunger will empty rivers. Their ferocity will spare nothing. They are not demons nor spirits, they are human. But their corruption is unmatched. The Hadith described them drinking Lake Tiberias until not a drop remains. When those who come after them arrive, they will ask, "Was there once water here?" They will devour everything in their path: animals, crops, land, and finally mankind. No army can stand against them. No weapon can reach them. Not even Sa-with-Macron will confront them in battle. Instead, he will lead the believers into retreat, to the fortresses of Al-Sham, into the mountains, where they will pray, not for swords, not for miracles, but for Allah's intervention. And Allah will answer, not with armies, not with angels, but with something unseen, something small, a worm sent into their necks. And just as quickly as they rose, Gog and Magog will fall lifeless, silent. But their end will not bring joy. Their corpses will cover the earth. Their stench will poison the air. Again Sa-with-Macron will pray, and again Allah will respond. Birds of enormous size will descend, lifting their bodies away. Then rain will fall, heavy, cleansing rain, washing the world until it feels new again. And in that moment, fragile yet real, peace will return. For 7 years, harmony will cover the earth. Wolves will walk beside sheep, children will play with wild beasts, and justice will rule. Sa-with-Macron will govern not as a king, but as a servant of Allah. He will break the cross, end the worship of falsehood, abolish the Jahjah, and there will be no one worshipped but Allah. But even this peace is not the final chapter. It is the stillness before the last collapse. For time is nearly gone, and the signs are almost complete. The world will have seen the Mahdi. It will have faced the Dajjal. It will have survived Gog and Magog. And then will come a ruler, not with miracles, not with deception, but with power. He will rise quietly, yet firmly. No banners will precede him. No celebration will mark his ascent. He will be a man from the depths of Arabia, from the ancient tribe of Qahtan. The Prophet Muhammad warned clearly, "The hour will not come until a man from Qahtan drives the people with his staff." A simple phrase, but within it, a terrifying truth. He will not persuade. He will not inspire. He will drive, as a shepherd drives sheep, as a commander pushes soldiers. Not through diplomacy, but through force. Who is this man? His lineage runs through Yemen's ancient soil. His name may not echo across the world like the Mahdi or the Dajjal, yet his rule will thunder over the earth. Scholars have debated. Is he a tyrant or a reformer? Is he the same as Al-Jahjah or another altogether? What they agree upon is this: his rise signals a point of no return. Some say his staff is symbolic, meaning the people will obey him absolutely. Others say it is literal, that he will rule with harshness, yet not necessarily with injustice. Perhaps he will be righteous, a man of order when humanity is lost in rebellion, when people no longer crave freedom but clarity. Someone who will force them to recognize truth, even if they do not wish to. He will not be loved. He will not be celebrated, but he will be followed. The sinners will fear him. The pious will accept him. The masses will submit because they have no choice. Behind his leadership, the world will stagger forward like a battered army, weary, bruised, but finally moving in one direction. And with him, humanity will take its final steps toward the end. He will bring no new revelation. He will perform no miracles. Yet he will rule. And in his time, the people will remember what it means to submit, not only to a man, but to a law, a truth, a final order before the last light is taken away. Will he come before Sa with Macron, or after? That is unknown. Some said before, others after. But what is clear is this: his place is in the final era, the last chapters, when mercy is fading and the world is drawing its final breaths. And when his rule ends, the collapse will continue. For another man will rise, not from Yemen, not from noble lineage, not from the freeborn, but from the Mawali, the freed slaves. His name is Jahjah, and he is among the final signs. A man no one expected will take hold of the Arabs' necks. His rise will not be poetic. It will not be romantic. It will be a warning, because when the masters fall and the slaves rule, the world has shifted beyond repair. The prophet said, "The night and day will not end until a man from the Mawali, named Jahjah, takes control." Some say Jahjah is not even his name, but a description. Loud, fierce, unrelenting, a voice that commands without asking, that shouts and is obeyed. He will not rise with noble banners or great armies. His strength will not come from lineage, but from opportunity. The powerful will have destroyed themselves. The scholars will have fallen silent. The righteous will be in hiding. And into that vacuum, Jahjah will step forward, head high, voice sharp, staff in hand. And the people will follow, not because they trust him, not because they love him, but because they have no other choice. Some scholars believe Jahjah and the man from Ken are one and the same, both ruling with intensity, both belonging to the final age. But many argued they are not. Ken descends from nobility. Jahjah does not. Ken may be obeyed from fear and righteousness. Jahjah may be followed from helplessness, and that helplessness is itself the mark of the hour, when order collapses and power falls to those never meant to lead. His rule may be brief, it may be harsh, it may be strange. The narrations are few, the details are vague, but the message is clear. Jahjah's rise is not a revival. It is a sign that revival is no longer possible. And when he rules, the believers will whisper, "This too was foretold." But even Jahjah is not the end, for there remains one more, not a ruler, not a reformer, but a destroyer. He will not come with armies. He will not give speeches. He will not claim prophethood. He will come silently, with a tool in his hand and destruction in his heart. A man from Abyssinia, dark-skinned, bald-headed, thin-legged. The prophet saw him in a vision and said, "As if I see him now, bald-headed, bow-legged, striking the Kaaba stone by stone with his pickaxe. His name is not known. His title is enough. Dhul-Suwayqatayn, the man with thin shins. He is not metaphor. He is not symbol. He is real. And he will appear in the final moments before the hour. He will walk to Mecca unchallenged, for there will be no believers left to guard it. The Kaaba, once encircled by millions, will stand alone, deserted, silent, abandoned. Hajj and Hajj forgotten, the rituals silenced, the chants erased. And then, Dhul-Suwayqatayn will raise his pickaxe. Once a stone falls, twice the walls crack, thrice the structure shudders. Piece by piece, the holiest place on earth will collapse. Not by war, not by conquest, but in silence. And the people, what remains of them, will not weep. They will not resist. They will not cry. Instead, they will celebrate. Around the ruins, they will dance. They will cheer. They will laugh as if tearing down the house of Allah were a victory. And the heavens will tremble. And no voice will rise in protest because no believer will remain. The scholars will be gone. The righteous will have returned to their Lord. The Quran will have been lifted from the pages and from the hearts. And all that will remain is darkness. The Kaaba, which stood against storms, armies, fire, and flood, will finally fall. Not from weakness, but from abandonment. The first time an army marched upon it, birds were sent from the skies, pelting stones of fire. But this time there will be no birds, no stones, no angels, for this is the final warning. When Dhul-Suwayqatayn walks away from its ruins, the world will have crossed a line it can never return from. The last sanctuary will be gone, the symbol of unity erased, and what follows is only destruction, because the signs are almost complete. The light is almost gone. Soon the Quran will vanish entirely, not slowly, not metaphorically. One night, people will sleep with it in their homes. By morning, the pages will be blank, the ink gone, and those who memorized it will find their hearts empty. Not a verse left, not a word lifted, because guidance has ended, and now only justice remains. Then the sun will rise, but not from the east. It will rise from the west, and in that moment, the doors of repentance will slam shut forever. Even if a disbeliever fell in prostration, it would be too late. Even if one cried out the Shahada with trembling lips, it would be rejected. The mercy that once covered the earth like the sky will be sealed away, because the sky itself will be breaking. The earth will quake, the mountains will crumble, the oceans will ignite, the stars will scatter, the heavens will tear apart, the trumpet will be blown, and every soul will collapse in an instant. The angels will fall, the jinn will fall, mankind will fall. Nothing will remain except Allah, then silence, until the second blast, and every soul will rise, barefoot, naked, silent, standing before their Lord, every lie exposed, every secret revealed, every injustice repaid. And those 5 men, Al-Mahdi, the righteous man, Essay with Makron ibn Maryam, the man from Qahtan, Jahjah, and even Dhul-Suwayqatayn, will have played their role. They were not just names in ancient texts, they were warnings, signs from the most merciful that the end would not come without notice. And now it has come, Yom al-Qiyamah, the day of judgment. No more stories, no more chances, just you, your deeds, and the one who never forgets. So before that silence arrives, before the sun rises from the wrong side, before the Quran is lifted from your heart, remember this, the time is now. Hold tight to your faith, speak the truth, pray like it's your last, because one day it will be. This was the story of the 5 men before the end, and now the rest is in your hands. If this journey opened your eyes even a little, don't let it end here. Share it with someone who still has time. And remember, stay awake, stay aware, and never forget the end is coming.